and happy summer, everybody. It's crazy to believe that we're almost halfway through summer, and whether you're super excited or dreading it and terrified, back to school season is slowly but surely among us. I know that some people start really early with school. Some people I heard like start in July. But for me, school's always started at the very end of August or very beginning of September. I myself am about to be a sophomore in college at the Savannah College of Art and Design. And I was thinking to myself, now that I've completed a full year and I know what's going on, I thought that I would give my advice on what you should bring to school. And this can be helpful for any incoming freshmen as well as anybody who just wants to know what I think is really good to have in the dorm. I will say that I know my dorm are on the more unique end, as they're kind of more apartment style, if you will. At least most of the dorms at my college are, we have a living room and then 2 separate bedrooms, and we have a full private bathroom. But I know for a lot of places they have communal bathrooms or communal spaces in general. I'm not going to touch on things like shower caddies or how to decorate your living room or really any of the no duh stuff like you're gonna need bedding. I bet you didn't know that one. Crazy, I know. My list is a good mixture of unique stuff as well as what is essential. Starting off, this is a pretty common one. I think everyone should have some sort of mattress topper. There's plenty of range, but my mattresses weren't the most uncomfortable thing in the world. But if you want that extra bit of comfort and support, they can be a great thing. They're super easy. You just roll them out and suddenly you have a little bit more oomph, and you can get something super cushiony or super thin. It's all up to your personal preference. Something that I think is super important and honestly is my most used item when I am in college is my lanyard. I cannot stress that enough. I know a lot of people get those little sticky things that they can put their keys or their ID card on the back of their phone, but personally having it on me and like not having to have it in my hands is really nice. ID cards, keys, my AirPods, everything was on my neck at all times and it was really easy. I also got one that could like detach, so I could have it in a lanyard, but if I was going out and I didn't want to wear it, I could just take it off and it became like a little key ring and I can put it in my purse. That was very nice and prevented me from getting locked out of my dorm. And I just mentioned this one, I think AirPods are a very good thing to have, or some sort of wireless headphones. They're going to be a great thing for listening to music or podcasts or movies or whatever while you're walking around, as well as when you're doing your assignments really late at night. You can just put those on and connect to anything. Like you don't have to be like, oh, this plug doesn't work for this computer or my phone. It's like all going to be fine with Bluetooth. But what I think is best about AirPods specifically is they're super small, so they're really easy to travel with and they fit perfectly on that lanyard. Other forms of technology, it depends on your major obviously, but I do think if you are debating it, this is the time to, you know, jump the gun and invest in a laptop or an iPad that has a keyboard. You're going to have to write some sort of essay at some point, so it's good to have one, and you don't want to be jumping back and forth between libraries and academic buildings trying to get your assignments done. Having your own is going to make you feel so much better, but it can be expensive, so it's totally up to you, but that's my personal recommendation. However, I wouldn't recommend getting a printer because most of those academic buildings have access to one in some way, and I feel like it isn't the type of thing that you're going to be using all the time unless you think you are, but it's just something that's going to take up more space, and whatever you bring there, you're going to have to bring home. Don't forget that, because I certainly did. My favorite piece of furniture was my rolly cart. I loved my rolly cart. I was able to use it as just another form of storage, but it was able to roll around obviously. If I was using my desk, I could have it near me. If I needed to work in the living room, boom, it's out there. If it's by my bed, it was a great little tool to keep all of my stuff in. Another thing for storage is you can get an under the bed organizer. I would say get one that can easily break down. Don't get something that's super bulky or anything. I got my organizers from Dollar Tree. They were super flimsy and made out of cardboard, but they were able to go under my bed just fine. They worked perfectly, and then at the end of the year I just folded them up and put them in a box. Another thing that can take up a lot of room is a laundry hamper. I did not like the idea of having one out. Mine consisted of staying under my bed 100% of the time. Originally it had a frame, but by the end of the year I was just using the bags. The bags are totally fine. The bags had like that cinching top so you could close it off. It's a great way to travel when you're doing your laundry, and it's a great way to save space. Another thing you don't need is plates and bowls and dishes and anything like that. Everyone talks about you just need one. I still agree with that. However, get a Tupperware box. That is the best thing because it can function as a bowl, it can function as a plate, it'll be microwave safe, and if you need to go somewhere, just put the lid on and you're good to go. As for cups and stuff, I would say get a mug since it can hold both hot and cold things, but if you want a way to just no cups at all, get a water bottle. You can drink with it in the room and you can travel with it. Poof. Mind blown, oh my goodness. I know in some places they're not allowed, but getting one of those kettles for hot water that you can make tea or hot chocolate or coffee in is really nice. You didn't hear this one from me. For cleaning, it depends on the type of floor you have, if you have carpet or if you have linoleum like I did. It was really cute, I know. Get a mop or a vacuum. Both can come in really small ones. I had a Swiffer that can just break down, so it was really easy to compress. The dust bunnies on the floor are just gross and uncomfortable, so find something that can take care of business. Often overlooked, I would say make a first aid kit before you go. I did this and I loved my first aid kit. Granted, I feel like I was the only person that really was using the first aid kit. Like, it ended up being kind of mine. Still, just put in a bunch of band-aids, some medication. It was a really beneficial thing, especially when I did get sick and I had all this stuff that I was able to just be like, yes, I know where it is. I have some medicine, and it started to feel better pretty quick. And you can cater it to your liking. I mean, I put Peppa Pig band-aids in mine. This one's more fun, but I would say get one of those pillows with the arms. My family's always called them boyfriend pillows, but they're good if you like working in bed like I do, because they have that back support and you can kind of put your arms on them and lounge, so they're really good. Now that's pretty much it, but I do want to briefly touch on clothes. I've said in a previous video, I think walking shoes are very important. You need at least one. I'm someone who likes to wear fun shoes, but you have to find some sort of balance because you're going to be walking so much. But in terms of like actual outfits, it's really up to you. I took way too much stuff, but I like to dress up, so it was worth it in my opinion. Whatever suits you. However, I would say bring at least one of like those seasonal items. Bring one bathing suit, bring one good coat, something like that, because you never know when you're going to want to use those and you don't want to be left without it. Like, oh, all my friends are going swimming. What am I going to do? So just have that just in case. And yeah, that's everything on my list. I will say always talk to your roommates before moving and just figure out if you want something specifically that's like a shared item. You can talk to them and be like, hey, I'm gonna bring the TV. I'm gonna bring this poster for our living room. Things like that. That's always a really good thing to do before you move in. But I hope you found this video helpful and are excited, or at least feeling more excited for school to start in the fall. I know I'm very excited. Be sure to subscribe for more videos that I make in the future, and if you're seeing this, that means I'm currently on vacation in California, which means very exciting videos are coming. So yes, thank you for watching, happy summer, and have a magical day.